Hello boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. My name is Timmy and in this episode we're gonna do something very crazy. Now I know a few of you guys have a kind of a hunch that this is a war game. So if that's the case, and yes it is, we have a combat formula. Yeah, so let's take this apart. Now there are gonna be a few of you guys which are gonna love this video, but there are gonna be a lot of you guys which actually gonna watch this video. You're gonna watch it till the end. And then you're gonna go in the comments and you're gonna write the following. Timmy, I used the subtitled, I used 250 languages, and this information kind of remained Chinese for me, yeah? So for those of you, yeah, I'm doing now my best to explain it as best as possible. And for you guys, focus on the following important things. Focus when we use a plus and focus when we use a multiplier or the divider. And of course, the stats which we actually see in this formula. The last side note we have to add to this, because it's very important, at least it's important for me, I am the messenger here, yeah? So imagine this, you go to Coca-Cola and you ask to get the official recipe of this drink, you will never gonna get it. So the same works with the river game, they are not gonna do this. So why is it so important? Because of this little devil right here. This little devil right here done an absolutely fantastic work and actually reverse engineered the formula. And we thank him very much. I thank him very much, and I think the community thanks him a lot. And pay attention till the end of the video, because we have to come back to him for a reason. So just because this is the last side information doesn't mean it's not as important as the one before. Thank you very much, Miami, for keeping us updated. And I personally had a look at the graphic, how Miami done it. And I must say that beats my video editing on any day and any night. So therefore, we're going to use that, but we're going to explain it very deep. So that's my job. I'm going to explain it to you guys. So that being said, fasten your seat belts and open your mind, and let's have a look at the battle formula. So let's start. This formula is going to be 3 lines long. Now that looks scary, but if we break it apart, it's actually not. So let's start with this formula. We're going to apply based on what level your unit's going to be, which you're going to use in your march. So these are the values right there. So right away you have to pay attention. We have the mastery, we have the equipped, the components and the hero bond, and these are added together simply because they count double. To that we have to take the worst stats of the heroes and add them all together, and we're gonna multiply them with 1.3. And then on top of that we're also gonna add from the stats and from the formation, we're gonna add also all the attack value. Now you see we calculate actually the suppression as attack simply because its attack is labeled as damage, but it's counting as attack. To this we multiply 1 plus and all the damage. All the damage you find information, you see it also in your stats. To this we multiply actually if we have an offense buffing hero. That is exactly what we mean by offense buffing hero. So it's a hero which actually gives you an attack buff. So that's why the offense buffing hero is important. So on top of this, we have the hit multiplier, which means nothing else that, you know, some units like the tanks hit only 1 slot, and Navy, for example, hits 3 slots, and the planes also hits 3 slots. So this is exactly the multiplier we see in this formula. So before we take a break, to recapitulate, we add the last multiplier. And the last multiplier is, of course, your march size. So now we take a break. We look what we have on the screen. The formula is not done yet, but we can stop right here for a simple reason. All you see right now on the screen, absolutely everything, has to do directly with your stats. But this is a war game, and in PvP you're going to face an opponent. And therefore, at this moment, in this formula, the stats you're going to see on the screen are exclusively the stats of your opponent. So that's exactly why, at this point, we use the divide sign. So this gets divided by 1 plus the damage decrease of your opponent, yeah, which can be found in his formation, which can be found here if he has a mechanical master buffing him, the skills and so on. So the damage reduction of the opponent. Then we divide with 1 plus DEF of the opponent. Now you can find that in stats. You can see also in this screenshot. So 1 plus DEF. Then we divide that by the suppression, and specifically about the damage reduction suppression, and you see that on the screen. So hanging there, we just need only 2 more values to add. Now there are some certain heroes in the game which actually have an attack debuff. So you know this from Lila, which has an attack debuff. You know this, of course, from Akatora, which has an attack debuff. You know this from Henry is level 7 having an attack debuff. So this is exactly 1 plus the damage debuff. So the last element in this formula is actually the thing I keep telling you guys in all my videos, and it's called the indestructible buff, which is one of the biggest and most important things in the game. So we're going to multiply this with 1 minus the indestructible buff. We can find it on Shinji, we can find it on Lila, on Yu, and so on and so on. So this is the complete formula of the combat in TOPWAR, and I said at the beginning of the video, we're gonna have to come back to this little devil, which actually beautifully reverse engineered this formula for us. And my suggestion is towards him, can you please make an educated suggestion to the developers how to slightly adjust this so we don't experience such a massive difference in this game when it comes down to me attacking your building versus me defending it. So I always gonna have issues defending it and always gonna be better when I'm attacking it. So please give me 1 more minute of your time to highlight the most important things right here. So you have to pay attention that the mastery, the equipment, the components, the hero bond are actually counting twice. Second important thing is the hero war stats, which actually gets multiplied with 1.3. Also important to mention is that the suppression is labeled as damage, but in the formula is actually simple attack. Heroes like Enrias with level 7, or Akatora, or Lila, or Yu, which actually applies an attack debuff, that is actually a damage debuff. And of course, my favorite one, it's and will remain, the indestructible buff plays an absolutely huge role in your defense. So that being said, I hope this explains perfectly the formula of the combat, and I will see you guys in the next episode.